Yes, we are back. Week 1, Print Factory, NFL's back, college football back last week. We're back. We're back, ODB. We don't have the full crew week 1. We had our third member of the crew, Mr. Johnny Sarabian, had to do a little anniversary trip or something, week 1 of the frickin' NFL. Unbelievable he left us, but good news is we got rid of the person that picks losers on this show. We got a couple of people that pick winners, at least one. 2020 Super Contest champion, my friend, 4-time bracelet winner. He's known more as a poker player, I think, but he's gotten pretty sharp over the years, coming on the Print Factory, winning contests, dominating DFS, 4-time bracelet winner, LAPC champ. Just took down a big bracelet this year. I think 800K. I might have undershot him. Somewhere in there, though, a lot of money. My good friend, I've known him for a while now. I met him in poker, but now know him through sports more. ODB, David Baker, welcome back to the show, week 1. Not quite the Taylor Swift intro, but I think I sold you a decent there. The man.
Impossible to live up to the hype, but yeah, I think this is like our 4th year doing this, and one of my favorite things to do during the week is come on and shoot the shit with you and JSU usually, but some horrible planning on his part, having an anniversary during football. I mean, look, this is just a tip to all you people out there. If you're not married yet, do not get married between August 14th and February 15th. Just don't do it. I know somebody who they're getting married. They live in Alabama and they're getting married on Iron Bowl weekend. Just don't do it. It's just, not only is it gonna piss off the people that you're doing stuff with, it's gonna piss off each other for the rest of your life. There are plenty of other great months where there's nothing going on. It's just not necessary. Anyway, JSU, I hope you're having a nice vacation, and we're just gonna talk some football. And I love this show because it just gives me a chance to kind of dial in some takes, kind of confirm some things that I might be thinking, or get me off some things that maybe I was already thinking. It's still a little early in the week, Wednesday, but it's a good start. So, we're going to talk and we're going to come up with some ideas here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to translate to Sunday. So, stay tuned to Run Pure Networks for Big T's changes and things throughout the week. And, I post on Twitter, and I'm going to be doing a couple other shows throughout the season this year. So you'll be able to find me if you follow me on Twitter, AU David B. You'll be able to find my stuff. So yeah, that's what we got in store.
Watch this. Let's see. Get your thing on here. What is it? At AU David B. Right there, right? Watch it. Get it on there for the people. Right there. At
there we go.
David B. Got to follow him on Twitter. Great follow during the year, too, because he's going to give you winners later in the week. Like he said, he's going to be on there with his final Super Contest picks, his bets he likes, all for free on there. At least I think all for free. Maybe
everything for free. Yep. Also, please, out there, if you like content that I do on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Pod, I started a new podcast called Gamble Up. During poker season, it's poker, but during football season, it's all football. So I did a preview show on there with my partner, Adam Schwartz. Did a preview show a week and a half ago. And every week we'll do kind of a preview / wrap up show as well on there. So follow me there and subscribe, do all the things that, allow us to possibly expand and grow from that. So enough self-promotion. Let's get to the slate.
Also, too, like ODB said, later in the week, it's Wednesday. We're probably going to do this show most weeks on Wednesday just because it's the way it works, honestly. But later in the week, you'll have all his takes on his Twitter. You'll have all our final takes on runpuresports.com, like always. All of our stuff. It's going to change. No, even if we did it on Friday, some stuff would change by Saturday, Sunday. It's just the way it works. So check it out. And we got good promo codes going in. I'll get all the promos out right before we get into the games. But lowest prices we've had since year one, probably. Year one might have been cheaper. But since then, every single year has been way higher. We lowered them as much as we can with the SaberSim partnership. I think the prices are the best in the industry. And I have some special promos. If you were a member before, slide into my DMs because I have a special promo code for you to get you back in there. And last thing, $100 year-long contest. We talk about it all the time on here. ODB's done little contests and stuff with small field. He's talked about it every year on here. We're going to do one with Run Pure this year. $100 the whole year. It's not about the money either. It's about the bragging rights, getting the job done. We'll come on the show, talk about the winners each week. We'll give prizes each week, gear, whatever else. Who knows? Maybe one week we'll give a wildcat to whoever wins. We do it a ton of times on this show, right, ODB? We have a big week. Yep. We'll give away a wildcat this week. This year will be like whoever's in that contest. If you win or something, we get it. So get in it. It's $100 the whole year. Ask me for the link or just send me 100 on Venmo with your DK handle. I'll send you the invite and you're going to have fun with it. It's a fun little contest. $100, 200 max people in it too. So we won't have more than that. I think we're at like 70 or 80 right now. So sign up if you want, but that's enough promo. Let's get into some football because we are back this week. Pumped to see it. We start out, we're going to go through all the games because that's the good thing of doing Wednesday. We can real quick knock out Thursday, Friday games, and then we'll cover everything. But we're back tomorrow, world champs, the Eagles. We get a Wong game too right out of the gate, Wong teaser. Eagles minus 8.5, 47.5 versus the Cowboys. ODB, we're back. What are we going to get night one?
Yeah, so I think we're just going to kind of maybe just talk about these teams in general, and then we'll kind of talk about the matchup. There's still a lot of stuff we just don't know about a lot of these teams right now. But one thing we do know is the Eagles offense comes back basically intact from last year. Absolute wagon to end the year. Dismantling of the previous Super Bowl champ Chiefs in the Super Bowl. If you watch the show and like what I have to say, then you won a lot of money on that game. I crushed it, alt lines, everything, the whole 9 yards, just completely nailed that game script. The offensive line, the quarterback, the receivers, the running back, I mean, it's all intact. It's coming back. So, yeah, we didn't see anything in preseason. There basically has been news free for the Eagles. I think, people are maybe just a little stale and bored of picking them because they've just been the juggernaut for a year. So you just don't really hear a lot about them, but nothing's changed. And the Eagles the Cowboys have had an off season of turbulence and, obviously highlighting with this Michael Parsons trade, which, we already knew that the defense was going to not be very good. And that was with Parsons on the team. So I've been approaching the Cowboys all season. I said it. I've said it before anybody started saying it, but now it's just a popular thing to say is that the Cowboys are the Bengals of this year. I mean, they just match up pretty much the same player for player, not necessarily skill-wise. The Bengals are a little bit more skilled, but I mean, Dak has, the profile to just throw the ball.
Start the season freaking comparing my Bengals to the Cowboys. You're hurting my feelings right out of the gate.
I'm just saying how they're built. You have a primary receiver in CD, which compares to Chase, although Chase is a little more downfield and CD is a little more slotty. Higgins, I think Pickens was my favorite play of the entire fantasy offseason. I got him as much as I could. I think this change of scenery is going to be great for him. And running backs, just not a whole lot that you knew what you had going into the year. Same that the Bengals had last year. We had a Zach Moss, Chase Brown. We weren't sure what we were going to get. And just kind of a reliable tight end that's, going to go out there and make himself open and catch balls. So it's in a defense that's going to give up a lot of points. So that's kind of, I do really like the Cowboys in general for the season to put up a lot of points and to be great fantasy wise. But I mean, it's the absolute nut low spot after losing Parsons and having an entire offseason of distractions where I just don't see a way the Eagles don't win this game. Probably win with margin. I think the sky's falling in Dallas, sentiment after this game. So yeah, I'm having a tough time doing anything but just liking the Eagles here. The line's moving up, which is kind of scary, just because it feels like everybody's kind of on that. And, we don't really like to be on, just the extreme public side. But I mean, the end of the day, you have an offense that can't be stopped and a defense that can't stop anybody. So it's Eagles or nothing for me as far as on the spread. If your contest doesn't, if you're in survivors and your contest doesn't have Thanksgiving Day games, which Circa does, and that's the survivors that I'm in, but Eagles are definitely worth a look. I don't really see too many worlds where they get beat here.
Yeah, I mean, the tricky part, and it's going to be the theme of the show, at least for me, early in the year, I say it every year, week 1 to week 3 at least. I love preseason. They played a few more guys this year, some teams, but week 1 to week 3, it's going to be way more unpredictable than people think. And it doesn't mean every team, but there's going to be some ugly games. There's going to be some offenses that are just way behind the defenses. We saw it in college last week too, even honestly, like a lot of ugly offense, a lot of good defense, or maybe not good defense, but defenses that are ahead of the offense. I agree with you a lot on this game, though. The Eagles, we get a long game right out of the gate, too. For those of you that haven't watched the show in the past, anytime you can tease through the 3 and the 7. So, like the Eagles, for example, -8.5, you would just tease it down to 2.5, put it in your teasers. And one of my favorite things over the years is a Thursday night game that can set up your whole week with a -2.5. So say you like whatever you freaking like this weekend, the Washington, you like, it's a bad example because it's a terrible teaser game, but just say, for example, you liked Washington -6. You could have Washington as a pick 'em and Philadelphia -2.5. When Philly gets it done this weekend or on Thursday night, you are set up for the whole week. You got whatever game you want, 6-point less. I like doing stuff like that. I'm not saying it's the most incredible strategy ever, but it's what I like. Also, stuff like this, Captain America bleed. I always like comments like this. Vegas never loses. First of all, what does that even mean? Vegas never loses. But give me Dallas all day long. Dallas has so many fans out there. I mean, I struggle to believe Dallas isn't going to have action out there. But so if Dallas wins, that means Vegas wins in this game, Captain America. I never understand the comment people say that Vegas never loses. Like, oh, they have some master thing and no one beats the spreads. Yeah, well, casual people that aren't watching the print factory, that don't have experience, they're going to lose. That's for sure. They're going to bet the board. They're going to lose money.
Vegas wins on volume. They don't win on individual games. I mean, yes, they do win and lose on individual games, but that's not the thesis. They're not trying to win individual games. They're just trying to get relatively equal action at a line they're comfortable with, and if they get a disproportionate amount of action on one side than the other, they're comfortable with that, and they're trying to win a little bit more than they lose. They're not trying to win every game. They don't have it set up for you to lose. If you go on the other side, you don't just automatically win. They're going to play football. I mean, let's not start the year off being.
One lesson I've learned too, and honestly, I think we've helped each other with this over the years. I always used to, forever. I sports bet way before DFS. I would always just take the non-public side, the sharp side, as you would say. I would never, even if I knew a team was better and I loved it, I still just wouldn't do it. I've learned that over the years. You can't always do either way. If you have a strong take on a game, take it. If you don't, then yeah, I mean, you can go with the sharp side. You can't always just bet all favorites. You got to adjust. And I think we've done a good job over the years. But
I mean, people say, oh, home dog Monday night, just all these stupid ass trends and things. Like, there's nothing, it's set up so that everything's going to win a certain percentage of the time. Like, it's not one, always take the home dog on Monday night. It's like, no, the road favorite, like they're 50-50. They set it up that way. Oh, you can't bet against a division dog at home. And it's like, no, like that's all baked into the line. Everything is baked in. If you're doing things like that, you're just double counting. Like, they already have that stuff baked into the line. So they already know which way the public's probably going to come in, where the money, how the money is going to get distributed. You're not, listen, you're out there betting whatever units on there. You haven't solved some great formula because some idiot on ESPN said that, home underdogs have won 12 of the last 18 home games. Like that stuff, it doesn't exist. So just don't be that person. Look at each game on its own merit and make a decision. And you're probably going to lose 48% of the games if you're lucky and 52% if you're unlucky. Like it's all set up for 50-50. So have some fun with it. And and that's it. Bet within your bankroll, something that I don't do often enough, but some of us are DJs.
That's an issue that a lot of people have, including myself. That sometimes we get a little excited about things and fire some games in there, but that's part of the fun, right?
Wait. I want to get Steve Boynton out there with the Rudy Johnson Bengals jersey. Rudy Johnson, I'm 99% sure he went to Auburn.
You don't know? There's an Auburn guy. You had to know Rudy. You got to be.
Well, I'm saying I think it's 99% that he did. I'm almost sure, but I might just have a selective memory. But I'm almost positive Rudy Johnson was an Auburn Tiger. So I just saw the shout out there. And if you ever want to get your comment read, just throw out some random Auburn dude. That's a good way for me to want to spotlight you. But
the dudes, I don't know, Captain America, I don't even know what you're saying. So when Dallas wins, public chalk donk monkey, you don't think Dallas is going to get public action? I mean, people love Dallas. What do we? I literally don't understand. Say it ain't. Now it's fixed. Don't say it ain't fixed. Okay, I've spent enough time talking about it. I agree totally with what ODB said. I've been a much better sports bettor the last 5 years, but basically won every year by getting more in the middle since I switched on that. But let's move on to Friday. We got the Chiefs. We're the Chiefs Haters Show. Those of you that haven't watched until right now, Chiefs Haters Show. We start out the year Chiefs -3 on the road. Chargers at home 46.5. I think, is it in Mexico or something? Where is it at?
In Brazil.
I knew it was in some spot.
Yeah.
Brazil. So 3-point spread. I think this game's pretty interesting though, just because Harbaugh's just a good freaking coach, and we keep saying it. When's the year the Chiefs are going to fall off a little bit? The Kelsey stuff, the sidelines. Mahomes struggled a lot more last year. What year are they going to fall off in Harbaugh? I gotta like the Chargers here a little bit, but what do you think of this game?
Well, I'm gonna take a look. Where is it still 3? I thought it was I thought it was up to 3.5. But
I have DraftKings up, so it could be other places. But our partner DraftKings is 3 minus 115.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I started looking at this game, I was like, the Chargers, obviously losing Rashawn Slater was massive for them, and I was just going to kind of be down on the Chargers. I'm always down on the Chiefs. Just the continuity week 1. I thought I was going to like the Chiefs, but I don't know. It just feels like a really close game. The Chiefs just don't have an offense to blow teams out. It feels like just a good, close, hard-fought game. And I can kind of feel the public might want to just back Kansas City. There was a lot of early sentiment for the Chargers, but losing Rashawn Slater, I think, really dampened enthusiasm for them. I don't know. I think the Chargers can keep this thing close. They always play them. They always play them tight. No Rice for the first half of the season for the Chiefs. Hollywood Brown hasn't really practiced a lot. I don't even know if he's going to play. I think he's going to play though. I don't know. I think I'll take the points. I don't really love it. This won't be a big play for me. I'm just not. I'm obviously way too biased when it comes to the Chiefs. I always pick against them. My inclination is just to always take the other team. So I'm leaning Chargers, but nothing big here for me.
So the big bet, I think, is actually a total play, which I don't usually like totals. I'm not a total guy. Anyone that's watched this show knows I hardly ever give totals. But I don't see any way the Chargers aren't running this ball. I agree with our boy Boynton right here. Going to run the ball for. I don't know how the total is 40. I feel like it should be 40, not 46.5. The way the Chiefs played last year, their weapons on offense. Kelsey's freaking traveling the world, having the time of his life. I don't see how this game doesn't go under. It's going to be one of my favorite plays of the week. At the end of the show each time, too, this year, we'll give out a couple of our favorite plays or something. This has a really good chance of being more like ODB said. I think this game's close. Knowing the Chiefs, they'll probably kick a freaking field goal or something to win it, fall 3, and I love the under, though. So that's what I'm super heavy on. I still look at this roster, though. Like, if you look at the Chiefs and you look at the Chargers have a better roster, right? Like, am I missing it? Like, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that, like, we're early on in the season, we do have the continuity of the Chiefs, and that's, early on, that's going to be something. Especially they played every preseason game. Mahomes has gotten some real reps out there, which, look, that's kind of a lost thing. And obviously, we saw the Bengals do it, and we saw the Chiefs do it. We've seen a couple teams do it this year, but the trend has basically been to not play any starters. And obviously they got away with it. Nobody got hurt. So yeah, they end up, in a better spot going into week 1. I think just this Rashawn Slater thing is big. And yeah, there's a comment on here that they're replacing him with Joe Alt, but somebody's replacing Joe Alt. So it's not, he also switched to the other side of the line. Like, so he's been on that side of the line for a couple weeks now and have a whole new tackle. And if you're going to run the ball, you really need a strong offensive line. But yeah, the Chargers they have a good roster. I mean, it's a good team. No doubt about it. They're going to contend for playoff spot. It's kind of like everybody's kind of trying to find a team to throw out that was kind of the early on picks to make the playoffs. And the Chargers have just kind of become that team across the nation. But we may have buried them a little soon. So look, the Chiefs have had multiple years in a row where everything has gone right. They have to eventually have one of those seasons from hell. Kind of, we got Kelsey, like you said, just parading around on the marriage circuit out there with JSU, celebrating before football season, with the love of his life instead of working.
With the love of his life, holding hands.
Yeah, holding hands, going on podcasts, doing stupid TikToks and shit.
Who runs better? Totally side topic, but who runs better than Kelsey? Like, you already living the good life, all these Super Bowls, and people can say whatever they want about Taylor Swift. There's something to be said about being the most famous person in the world. Like, that makes you a little hotter.
Dude, I just saw a reel. I think it was Monty Jones. Is that his name? But anyway, he was comparing. He said that Travis Kelsey and Russ Wilson switch spots, that Travis Kelsey's kind of become the new Russ Wilson. He's all like become all goofy, and he was like this tough football player, and now all of a sudden he's like this goofy in love, marrying a pop singer, turn into just full cheese ball. Which is
see it. That's a good comparison, actually.
Yeah. I thought it was like, I had never heard that, but it's really kind of good.
Yeah, I mean, he can you imagine having as much success as he's had and the money he's made, and then just getting absolutely just shit on by your wife in every aspect? But let's keep this moving. Next game, we got Carolina, Jacksonville. Jacksonville's -3.5 at home. Interesting line. 46.5 is the total. Both of these teams are two of the more interesting teams for me, honestly. Jacksonville's a team I've liked for a few years, and they've let me down every year. Trevor Lawrence Sunshine's been absolutely horrible. I keep wanting him to be good. Jacksonville has a lot of weapons this year, too. I feel like Jacksonville should be good, or at least decent. Not good. I don't want to sound like that, but decent. They're in a bad division. And Carolina, the end of last year, looked like they were starting to put it together just a little bit. Like they were a decent team towards the end. So I'm actually more interested in this game than a lot of people will be. What do you think about this game? Because I could see one of these two teams being sneaky this year.
I like both these teams. I think they're both kind of sneaky. This game is definitely one of my top 1, 2, 3 games for DFS purposes, I think the over is just a slam here. Both these defenses are bad. We have weapons. We have kind of consolidated options. I really like this game from a DFS standpoint. I really like it from a stack standpoint, like a game stack perspective. I think the over is clearly in play here. What is it, like 45, I'm guessing, looking at these combined numbers?
46.5 on DraftKings right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this game has potential to just be bombs away. I don't really think either defense is that good. You have a battle of the two former Buccaneer offensive coordinators in Canales and Liam Cohen. And I think I like Jacksonville a little better at this point in the season, just because, I don't know. I just feel like there's just a little bit more on Jacksonville and they're at home. But these are two teams that I definitely have interest in throughout the year. I'm kind of surprised this line is ticked north of 3. I thought it was going to stay 2.5, 3. There was some early buzz for Carolina, but it feels like everybody's kind of off Carolina now. I guess, trading Thielen and getting Coker hurt like within like a week of the start of the season. Not that these guys are some elite players, but it's just two parts of your receiver core that is gone, and you just kind of have to make adjustments, and people kind of have to step up and get a little bit higher target shares and things like that. But I definitely feel like this game has shootout potential. I like the Jags. I think they just have a little bit more. I trust Trev a little bit more. I trust them at home a little bit more. I think Tet's going to have a great year, but BTJ he's the real deal. And so I like this game. I lean Jacksonville.
You just have good players too. It's why I've always liked Jacksonville. And the only thing that makes sense to me is Trevor Lawrence might just suck. Like, they have good players again. They have Brian Thomas is awesome. Travis Hunter is awesome. Like, ETN's kind of been a letdown, but they got other runners too. Tank, I like Tank. I like Tootin from Virginia Tech or wherever he was. I like these guys. And then Carolina, Ted McMillan is a beast. Like, he's going to cry. I'm totally with you. I wish I could disagree. Chuba, I saw something on Twitter before we were coming on. In games Carolina wins, Chuba, like, just absolutely nuts every time. So if you think Carolina plays good, he's 6K. I mean, we're not going to talk a ton DFS on this show, but just kind of showing on the Saber Sim how cheap some of these prices are. I'm with you. Like, this game has to be one of the more popular, for me at least. A lot of great plays and a lot of guys that are underpriced. So
I think Trev is. I'm just going to reserve all judgment on Trev until I see what happens over these next 4 months, because he came into an awful situation at Urban Meyer, who obviously one of the worst NFL coaches in the history of coaching. Peterson was a stone cold disaster. So now we have a real offensive mind coaching this guy. I've always felt like he's just been a touch off. Like, his timing is just a touch off with his receivers. He throws it just a little bit outside the boundary every time. Like, his guys are right there, but he has the weapons this year to bring in those catches. And I think, all it takes is just a little adjustment by Liam. Just a little bit better play calling, a little bit better offensive scheme. I think that there's an outside chance that Cohen might be the real deal. Actually, might be like somebody that I want to look at in coach of the year market. I didn't really think about that till now, but they always give it to first year coaches, and we know that division is available for the taking. So that might be something I want to take a look at.
Maybe the worst division in football too. Terrible. If Trevor Lawrence is good, I think you should bet all Jacksonville like futures, just because I don't see how they're not able to win that division if he plays good. And I'm with you. I have a Jacksonville problem, so I always end up liking them just because they got too many good players. And like, look at that price again. Not talking too much DFS, but 5,300 for Trevor Lawrence against Carolina with these weapons you can pair him with. I absolutely love it. But let's keep it moving. Arizona, New Orleans. We got Arizona 6.5, staying under that 7 number. 43.5. total. And real quick, too, Matty Ice says, Cohen, 12-1 coach of the year. I love that, Pat. Absolutely love it with you because bad division, say they go whatever, say they dominate the division, they go 6-0 in the division, they win some other. He could easily win it. They love giving it to new guys. So 12-1.
I mean, if he goes 10-7, wins that division, like he's one of the contenders for it, and their second choice to win the division. If you're down on the Texans, like they're the next choice. So it all just comes down to whether their defense can be able to perform. They do have a pretty porous defense. So let's, but I definitely think that's a nice live bet.
Yeah. So on to the next one, Arizona, New Orleans, 6.5. I think that these games are the week 1 spots that I like, shitty teams. I think the Saints are going to be terrible, but they're catching 6.5 at home to Arizona. What did Arizona do to be a 6.5-point road favorite versus anybody? I know New Orleans is going to suck, but I'm on New Orleans here. So sign me up. What do you think of this game?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't, New Orleans is going to be bad. Rattler is probably the worst quarterback in the league starting. Probably might even be one of the worst backups, but you have a new coach, fired up, fan base there. It's not the easiest place to go in and just lay a touchdown. Arizona's fine. I'm not high on Arizona. I'm not anti-Arizona. They're just kind of a run-of-the-mill team to me. Not the type of team that I want to be laying a touchdown on the road. That being said, the Saints are bad, so really it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if they ran them out of the building. But I don't know. I'm not laying a touchdown on the road with a mediocre team. It's just not at this point. Not till I see what we have. There's a lot of players out there that on New Orleans that we just don't know. I don't really know what Kellen Moore is doing here. I'm just going to take the points and just hope for the best.
And this is where, when you're betting too over the course of the year, another thing that I've gotten better with is you just don't need to go crazy. Just whatever you say, you bet $100 a game, just bet $100. You don't need to go crazy. Just win more games than you lose. Like ODB said in the beginning of the show, have some fun and try to make some money. Like New Orleans is a bet that I would never want to go huge on. I don't want to sweat it, but I feel like if you bet it 100 times, I feel like you're going to win more than you lose, which is a good thing. Fantasy wise, I'm sure
you can also sit out the game that is probably the least appealing on an 8-game slate.
6.5 though, I can't say no to it. I 6.5 at home versus Arizona. I can't help myself.
No, I'm with you. I'll probably be just rooting for the Saints outright victory. I'm unlikely to have survivor shares on the Cardinals, and other people will. So we'll just kind of sit and root for the big upset.
Do you? We talk about survivor a decent amount. Do you have the strategies that I've always believed in, where early in the year, especially, you're never taking road teams, you're never taking division teams, or do you have any rules like that you use?
No. It's all it's all baked into the line. I mean, look, it's a 6. There's the Vegas, not the Vegas, the books numbers are the books numbers. I mean, if you're a 3-1 favorite, if you're minus 300 and you're a 3-1 favorite, doesn't really matter where you're playing or whatever. You're still supposed to win that game 3 out of 4 times. So it's more just, for me, I look more at future value and do I feel like the team has a chance to get upset? What's the popularity going to be in the contest? But for me, it's more of how many times do I believe this number or not? And I think that if I like the Saints at 6.5, then I'm going to more lean towards avoiding the Cardinals, even though I don't necessarily think they're going to win. I'm probably more likely to do that, but I don't really have any hard and fast rules as far as not doing division, not doing road opponents. The numbers, kind of the numbers. So, and that's kind of been proven historically that those things are all just kind of myths. I mean, it's all built into the number. You're just double counting it if you're taking that into account.
Yeah, I love it. Good point. I think that helps people too to kind of, because tons of people get into Survivor, so it's good to think
The
that kind
Cardinals,
of.
the Cardinals are a good play. There's only a couple of spots all year that where you're going to feel comfortable. So at the Saints is not the worst spot. I mean, it's probably one of the top two or three spots you're going to have for the Cardinals. So if you want to use them, I would definitely say, go for it. It's just all a matter of, do you think that your pool is going to pick them at a higher rate than what the projected across the respected sites, or a lower amount? Do you play with a bunch of chalk donkeys who are going to pick the top two, or do you play with a bunch of contrarian gamblers who know that you're probably not supposed to pick the top couple picks? It's just kind of comes down to a lot of your feel. Also, take what you feel comfortable with week one. Like, you don't have to win at week one. You're not going to win at week one. So take what you're comfortable with. Don't take something that you're going to be just like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. I tried to get too cute week one, or I tried to, play into the whatever you can live with. That's just kind of where I say go. I mean, I'm not as worried about other things. I try to take the team that I think is going to be the least likely that I want to use again. That's kind of where I am on it, because you're playing a long game with this thing. And if you back yourself into a corner where you don't have any good teams left, it doesn't really matter how that you got there. You're probably going to be fucked anyway.
I'm confident too that what you said, if you pick the top two teams every week, you're not going to win Survivor. I'll go ahead and say it. Like every year.
That doesn't mean you can't pick them.
Yeah,
it just means
some
you
weeks
can't do it every week.
Correct. You can't do it every single week, and especially
Right.
the weeks where there's like a dead obvious one, like a 14, 13 point. That was what killed people the last few years. Those 13-point favorites would just randomly lose. So
Sure.
a lot of strategies that go into it. Let's move on to a good game, though. Washington, the Giants. Washington at home, -6, 45.5. Another crazy trappy line, at least to me. It's week one. Everyone's going to like Washington. They were the trendy team last year. We loved them on this show. We were high on them. I'm still high on them. I think they're a good team. But, man, this line, week one with sloppy play, I still like the Giants as far as I like their coaches, even though they struggled. I feel good about the Giants. So I'm going to take another trendy play here. Maybe that makes that one dude happy that was bitching about the public in Vegas early. But I like the Giants here, +6. And I'm actually kind of high on the Giants overall. I like their players. I think they're getting better. The quarterback play, you never know. We'll see what you think about the quarterback play. But what do you think of this game?
Yeah, the Giants defensive line, I think, is probably the best in football. So I'm definitely going to find spots where I'm going to like the Giants, especially when they play teams with poor offensive lines. One of my strategies definitely will be playing the Giants when they play teams with bad offensive lines. That defensive line can wreck teams. The Commanders have a pretty decent offensive line, so I'm a little worried there. But yeah, I like this Giants team. I think they're a live dog in this spot. It's Russ Wilson's not my favorite quarterback. In fact, he's one of my least favorite quarterbacks, but he's also a veteran of 10 plus years in the league, and he knows how to get the job done a little bit. It's not like Washington has some tremendous pass rush. He's always available to throw the ball downfield. He's got a couple of good weapons out there. So yeah, I think the Giants keep this game close. This game falls within a touchdown for me. I'm Giants in this one.
Yeah. What do you think of the Giants? Do you like them overall, the Giants, as much as me? I'm when we say this, everything on this show is based on odds. So I'm not like saying the Giants are like going to contend, but as far as their win totals and are they trending in the right direction? I think they are. When do you think your boy takes over?
Well, not my boy. I didn't go to Ole Miss. I went to Auburn.
In my head, I was thinking Auburn. It was Ole Miss, though. In my head, I was thinking, I should have known Ole Miss, though, because of our lane train. I squandered it. JSU, you're back in the host. I was thinking Auburn in my head. Never mind.
No.
Dart, though. When does Dart take over?
I mean, probably like 5-6 weeks, I would guess.
Russell Wilson sucks.
So Here's the thing. I like this Giants team. I think they're spunky. Their defense is really good. Like I said, the defensive line is great. I like some of the weapons on offense. The problem with this Giants team is just their schedule is absolutely brutal. I think their first 8 weeks, I think they might even be like touchdown dogs in all of them. Or maybe not that much, but they're definitely dogs in all of them. So I'm a little worried from that standpoint, but I definitely think the Giants are going to be a team I'm going to shy away from playing against in Survivor. Not every time. I'm not saying I'm not going to ever pick against them in Survivor, but it's not. I definitely think they're spunky and they're going to pull off a couple of upsets. So they have a recipe. They have a team built for upsets. What do you need to upset teams? You need to have turnovers. Well, that defensive line can wreck offensive lines, cause sacks, fumbles, interceptions, and you have a quarterback that will throw moonballs down the field. Maybe you get connected on some pass interferences or some big plays. They connect, and and you have a team that kind of likes each other and is kind of trying hard. Like I feel like the Giants have all those things. I think they like Daboll. And, this is a prove it year for Dable. So he's either going to prove it and stay the coach or he's not, and he's going to get fired. And when you have a coach like that kind of has nothing to lose and he knows he has an inferior team, it's kind of dangerous. I definitely think this team has trick plays and fourth down, go for it and things, which definitely just increases, just puts a bit of variance into play. So, I'm with you. I like them.
I think your boy is sucking up to you here with these odds. This has got to be an Auburn guy, or am I wrong again? It's Slayton's guy.
He's definitely Auburn.
Boyd's just throwing out all the Auburn guys here. That was a good bet though, over 15.
I appreciate it. If you want, like I said, you want to get on there. That's the key to him putting it up. If I had control, I'd put all you guys up there. But
I forgot you can't click it. That's right, because you don't have the. I didn't even.
I have no admin. I'm just here. I'm a guest.
Yeah. Another thing about Washington too, just to polish it up, they got a lot of lucky wins last year. I mean, the Hail Mary one game, a lot of games. Philadelphia, I think, one game where they got really, really lucky to beat them. I feel like
I think they do the same thing to Atlanta. Then
I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but I know they got lucky a lot. I mean, that's coming from someone we liked Washington. I won a lot of those, but they did get lucky a lot of those games. Yeah, I'm on the Giants. Let's keep it moving though. Another game I actually really like, Vegas and New England from a betting side. New England's -3. Actually, the juice is it's -118 towards Vegas on DraftKings Sportsbook, our partner. Total 43.5. So it's basically 2.5 spread, honestly. 2.5, 43.5. I think New England's going to be better this year, and I'm a New England hater. I think the Raiders are going to be terrible. It does look trappy, and I will say, too, another thing about SaberSim, when the spread's 2.5 or 3, and I see SaberSim kind of simming it at 23 to 21, it's a little bit inside the number. I just take note of that. It doesn't mean anything. It's just what the Sims are kind of showing in that. But I have to like New England. I think Vrabel's going to do a good job. I think a lot of their offense, they don't have a ton of weapons, but Drake May looks better to me. Travion looks awesome. I think what's the receiver, the young guy? I don't even see him on the projections.
Kyle Williams.
Is he not playing this week or something? He must be hurt.
I mean, no, he'll play, but it's not listed as a starter to start the year. But
really, with no receivers, he can't get on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Diggs, Booty, and Pop are the 3 wide receiver set, but he'll play. I mean, he'll get some play, but
anyway, we'll talk more DFS on the Sunday show too. But what do you think of this game? Because I like New England.
Yeah, this isn't a game that I really like from a betting standpoint. These are 2 teams that I think are going to be decent. But this is just a whole new, these teams are just, there's just way too much new for me to make a prediction at this point. You have 2 new coaches, you have a completely new offense, and with the Raiders, I do like the Raiders this year. I think they're going to be pretty good and feisty. They better be. Genty and Bowers, 2 of my most important guys for fantasy this year. So, Yeah, and I like the Patriots at home. I think this is just a close game, and the numbers inside 3. So I would, if I have gun to my head, make a pick, I'd pick the Patriots. But I don't have to. So this is just a game that I'm going to watch and be interested in observing and kind of, I have a lot of fantasy in this game, so I'll have plenty to root for. But I don't really have a strong take on this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's another game too that you don't. There's a lot of unknowns, like Pete Carroll going to the Raiders, Geno obviously going to the Raiders. The Raiders were so bad last year, but they got a totally different team. I mean, you bring Genty in too; he's gonna be solid no matter what you think about him. But I just think New England, like I like what Vrabel's doing, but I get it. I'll be on New England. Let's move on. Tampa Bay, Atlanta. We got, where's the number? We got Tampa Bay -2.5 on the road, 47.5. Another Wong game that I definitely like. I like the Wong a lot in this game. 2.5 up to 8.5 from the Atlanta side. I like Atlanta this year, and I think Tampa can score some points too. But what do you think of this game? Seems like a lot of offensive weapons.
Yeah, this is the other game that I think is DFS worthy for sure. Game stacking probably be pretty popular. But yeah, I think this is an offensive game. I think, I mean, I like Atlanta on this game. Just the number just doesn't seem right to me. You're saying Atlanta's getting 2.5 in this situation. That just means like what's home field, like 2.5 points. So, flip this game to Tampa and we're looking at another 4.5 to 5 points. So we're saying if this game was in Tampa, this is a 7.5 point line. That seems wrong to me. I feel like this game in Tampa would be 4.5 max. So I think there's value on the Falcons. I don't really like the fact they lost their big tackle before, a week ago. So that's kind of a little concerning. But both these teams have guys who are out, but plenty of offensive weapons on both sides. So I think this is a high scoring game. Very easy to get pieces in this game. Especially there's a chance Mooney might not even play. I mean, Drake London just going to be an absolute target. Just take a bulk of the targets. Bijan we know is going to be a workhorse this year. Pitts, nobody ever likes him, but he's cheap and there's not a whole lot of options there for passing. We think it's going to be an offensive shootout. So, yeah, I like this game from an offensive standpoint, and I like this game for the value on Atlanta.
Some plays too, like Ibuka, you hear about him all summer, all the best ball people. Then you see the 4,600. I mean, I don't know how. I know Matty Ice said it in the chat too, but I don't know how you don't like that. Some of the plays, Drake London, 6,500. I mean, I don't know how everybody's going to like these plays. We don't have an ownership up yet, but these plays got to be pretty popular. And these games were the ones that shot out last year, if I remember correctly, too. One of them was a primetime game that was super scoring. And I just don't see any way this is not going to crush. There's just so many good plays in a perfect environment. Two probably a little bit weaker defenses. Totally on it. I like the over too. I hate betting overs in the first week, but 47.5 right here. Can Atlanta just 1 year though, just throw the football and like be aggressive and not just run the ball every freaking down and be conservative? Penix he's got to take a leap this year. How old is Penix? How old do you think he is?
I would say he's.
Don't look it up and guess.
I wouldn't look it up. 24, I guess.
25 years old.
I was going to say 25. Yeah, I mean, he was a 5-year player. He started at Indiana, then went to Washington, got to the national championship game, and yeah, I mean, he should be. It's his team now. So,
all right. Move on to the best team in football, the team you freaking shit on to start our show, saying they were like the Cowboys. Hurt my feelings right out of the gate. But your 2025 Super Bowl champion Bengals start in Cleveland. They would lose the New England last year, week 1. They lose week 1 every freaking year, start a hole. And now they get like the weirdest, most awkward opening game ever. And those of you that have watched the Print Factory forever know how much I hate road 5.5-point favorites. And ODB kind of made fun of these things in the start of the show, which I don't blame him for making fun of. I agree with him. But when I see a road 5.5 favorite, I almost always like the underdog. I can't help it. It's just that number. I feel like the 5.5s win a lot at home. Sucks that it's my Bengals in this spot because I want to just say I love the Bengals. It's week 1. It's a trappy number. It's kind of like the New Orleans game in a way where I feel like it's going to be ugly to click, but man, it's tough not to take Cleveland for me. I hope Cincinnati, though, they finally played their guys in the preseason. They got the Chase and T. Higgins contracts done, obviously, so they're going to be out there normal. You don't have to talk about that nonsense. Chase Brown's healthy. Cincinnati should pound this team. It's trappy. It's trappy. Talk to me about this game. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Cincinnati just rolls them, to be honest. I think the fact that they've had rough starts the previous couple years, it's got their attention. Unlike, the Arizona Saints game, it's not like Arizona has, anything to kind of be concerned about. They're just they might just look past the Saints. They're just like, whatever. The Bengals, they hate the Browns, division rival. Been hearing all summer long, all off season, how they can't dig themselves in the hole. Played their guys in the preseason. That being said, I am a little concerned about the offensive line of the Bengals. Burrow got absolutely wrecked in some of these preseason games. So that part concerns me, but just on a pure talent standpoint, I don't see how the Browns keep up for 60 minutes versus Bengals team. I like the Bengals here. I think they win. I think they win with margin. And I've just been fading everything Browns related all summer fantasy wise. So I'm not going to take them versus the best or one of the best offenses in the NFL. I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
I wanted you to sell me on the Bang. I didn't need much sale, but I wanted you to sell me on the Bang. It is funny though when you just look at the names. Like I've been pulling up as we go on here. Look at these guys at the top. How the hell can the Bengals lose to the Browns? You can't lose, Bengals. I've been defending you. I've been fighting your battles all summer, saying last year was fluky. So they go to the Super Bowl. The next year, Burrow gets hurt. Last year, they lost a lot of fluky games, had no defense. I can't keep defending you if you can't beat Cleveland here, though. You played your guys in the preseason. You got to go in and pound Cleveland. Cleveland sucks. Look at this roster. They're starting Joe Flacco. Come on. We got to be able to do it, Bengals. Let's move on, though. Miami, Indy. We got – where's it at? We got Indy -1.5, 47.5. Feels like every total is the exact same this week from what I've been saying. 47.5. Two teams that maybe two of my least favorite teams in football as far as the projections and stuff. Man, I do not like Miami at all, but I don't think anyone likes Miami. They're kind of a train wreck right now. And Indy, I don't know how you could be that excited about Indy with Danny Dimes and friggin' the other bum battling for spots. This is one game, the first game of the whole slate that I don't have a take on. I don't like anything about this game. So nudge me if you got something here.
I think Danny Dimes is better than people think. I think
no.
Yeah. I think
you didn't even smile, not even a smirk when you said that?
Because I believe it. I think Danny Dimes is a decent quarterback. He also has I got distracted. Wiley came in and said he liked the new setup. That gave me a little smile. I got distracted a little bit, but he went and he spent a few, half a season under Kevin O'Connell. I think that's going to help him. He went in there, he won the job. Obviously, it wasn't that hard. Anthony Richardson stinks, but we've been on that since day one. I mean, there wasn't one day that we liked him. Yes, Wiley, I made you draft Anthony Richardson, but that's, at the time it looked like they were going to give him a shot. But anyway, I think Daniel Jones is a good football player. I like the weapons they have. I think Warren is an absolute beast. He's probably my most owned guy in fantasy this year from a standpoint of where I got him and how important he is to me. Yeah, I think he's going to be good. I love Downs. I think he's a great receiver. Hopefully he's healed from his injury he had at the beginning, during the preseason. I think this is all hands on deck for Indy. I think they're going to have a pretty decent year. I think they're feisty, and it's a team that I've kind of been off of for the last couple of years, mainly just because I just did not believe in Anthony Richardson at all. But yeah, I think Daniel Jones is going to be decent. I think this, I don't know. I like this Indy team. Miami seems like they're kind of they're teetering on the edge of cratering. Nobody likes them though. So, I mean, there's a reason why this line is where it's at, because nobody likes Daniel Jones either. It's kind of like you said, nobody wants to bet either of these teams. But Indy at home, Jonathan Taylor, decent cast of weapons over there. I kind of like Indy. I think Indy wins this game. Indy's going to definitely be in my account.
So one thing I can guarantee is I am not going to like Miami. So I'm glad you're kind of pushing me towards Indy. I've been the biggest Tua hater since he was in college. I don't see – now he's had 19 concussions. There's nobody behind him. Tyreek Hill doesn't want to be there. He's posting pictures on Twitter. He's not a captain anymore, all the whatever nonsense I hear on Twitter. But this team, I can be nudged into the Colts with you. I don't love the Indy by any means, but they're at home. I could be, and Tyler Warren's a beast, so count me in. I'll jump in the old Indy wagon with you. Anything to get me off Miami. Big Ed, what's up, baby? New season. Let's get it. A.D. Mitchell, season 5. I love A.D. Mitchell. He just struggles for whatever reason, he struggles to be consistent. So.
Well, he just can't. His problem is catching the football. I mean, he gets open. But look, I don't think we can accurately know anything about this receiving core, that they've been having a guy who is probably the least accurate quarterback in the NFL the last several years. One of the least accurate quarterbacks we've seen in 10 years, probably. A guy who was overdrafted, overplayed, over everything, and Anthony Richardson. So I just want to see this with a real quarterback. And people can hate on Danny Dimes, but that guy did lead a team to the playoffs and a playoff win a couple years ago. And he just spent, like we said, several months with Kevin O'Connell. We saw Baker have a resurgence when he spent some time with Sean McVay and then went and had a resurgence. We saw Sam Darnold have a resurgence when he went and spent a year with Shanahan, and then he had a resurgence. So why not Daniel Jones? So yeah, I like Jones. I have a ton of Jones in best ball. I have Jones in some fantasy. Yeah, I like Daniel Jones, and I'm probably going to be playing them until the market catches up or I'm proven wrong. So
the good thing about it is it's probably going to happen one way or the other there. Either the market's going to catch up or you're going to be proven wrong quick. So I could be talked into it for sure with you. Let's move on to the next game. Pittsburgh Jets. Pittsburgh -3, 38.5. So we got a nice tiny total. Man, the two teams that, I mean, what is going on here? We got a little bit of a Rodgers revenge spot, even, I guess you would call it. Whoo, I thought the last two teams were tough to talk about. This game right here, I was high on like Justin Fields for best ball, just because of the rushing upside. But when you talk about actual football, like we're doing right here in games, whoo, this game's tough for me. And I would like the under, but man, the total is so low that you get a couple big plays. I mean, it's going to go over. It almost feels like a weird over spot to me because people are going to be on the under more. I like some of the weapons too. Like I think Rodgers will have a good connection with DK. I like that they're healthy. Like Garrett Wilson's healthy. I think we could see some points in this game, a random little over spot. But as far as the game, though, I don't have a strong take either way. Tomlin's always an awesome regular season coach. The Jets stunk. I don't have a take, but I think I like the over a little bit here. What do you think of this one?
I'm off the Steelers, period. Obviously, this is a spot where they could be okay just because, like, they're just not going to win any shootouts. I think this offense sucks. I think Aaron Rodgers is washed. I don't think DK is a number one receiver. I don't think he's that good. They have 0 secondary weapons. The running backs are bottom of the league. Jonnu Smith is probably your second best receiver on the team. They do have a good offensive line and they do have a great defense. I don't like over at all in this game. I like the under. I think both these teams play it pretty close to the vest. You have Arthur Smith. You have Justin Fields, Aaron Glenn, new coach with the Jets, going to try to. I assume the offensive coordinator is going to run a safe running offense built around the two running backs, built around Fields making short passes to Garrett Wilson, him scrambling. I see the clock moving a lot. Aaron Rodgers plays a very slow down game. He likes to use the entire play clock. I don't like the under at all. I like the Jets. I think this is just a coin flip game, and I'm getting a field goal at home in a low scoring game. Give me the Jets in this one. I liked it a little bit more before they lost one of their best offensive linemen today. The Jets did. And so that's kind of a little concerning. I am a big offensive line. That's one of the things that I look at the most when I'm trying to decide who I like in a game. So them losing one of their best offensive linemen, if not their best offensive lineman, it's kind of concerning. He is a guard, though, not a tackle, so it's a little bit better. But yeah, I like the Jets. I think the Jets, I would just put this as a 50-50 game. So I'm getting more than a field goal in a game, I think, is a coin flip. So I like the Jets in this one.
Yeah. All right. We're through the 1 o'clock games. One more thing I wanted to talk about before we get to the rest of the slate is our partners at DraftKings. Pick six. If you haven't seen it, it's similar to the other pick 'em type games where you pick as many things as you want. But for this thing, it's pick six. You pick six prop type things. I wonder if I can pull it up on. Actually, I think we have a video. Let me see if I do this right. But it's $1 million week one just for free. If you hit your pick six in this contest, you get your share of $1 million. So obviously there's going to be more people more than likely more than just you win, but just for free, kind of like the king of the diamond and the king of the all that stuff. It all go. What is the Prez doing? Prez is trying to sneak in on us here, throwing me off of my game at the bottom. You can't see him, but $1 million here. Let me get this video to work. It'll
Introducing Bag Builder by DraftKings Pick 6. Everyone gets one free 6-pick entry. Hit all 6 picks and split the bag with other winners. Bag Builder starts at $1 million and begins growing once 50,000 entries are locked in. For every 5,000 entries, $50,000 gets added to the bag. The bigger the crowd, the bigger the bag. Watch the bag grow in real time on the app and ride the upside with Pick 6.
Yeah, so that described it perfectly. And it's already at $1 million too, I think. So it's going to keep going up before Sunday. It's just a fun promotion. And I remember the Print Factory in the playoffs, they did the king of the king of the end zone or whatever it was, the free contest, $1 million. We talked about it a lot. But honestly, it's one of the best things DraftKings does. Anyone that knows me, I don't just say it. Just because they're our partner doesn't mean I think that it's if I don't agree with it, I don't say it. It's $1 million. Put a pick six in there. You get it free, even if you go through the click accept and all the stuff. Get in there. You got to do it. So check it out. And they say we need it. I'll say it on the Sunday show because I have no idea which one I'm getting, but I will definitely talk about it on the Sunday show, the options and stuff.
Definitely when you're doing things like that, make sure you pick contrarian stuff, because you're probably not going to win anyway. But if you get that 0.01% of runouts, you don't want to be splitting it with a bunch of people. So it's going to take an extraordinary situation for you to win. So you might as well just play things that other people aren't going to have. That's just the only tip I have. You don't want to just play. I don't really know how the thing's structured, because I haven't looked at it yet.
There's going to be a lot of winners just because just say you had to hit 6 props just to simplify.
Yeah, I'm saying just pick. I assume you're going to pick props that like other people are probably not going to pick. So you want to be.
If the chalky props hit, it'll definitely be.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't want to be playing like over Mike Evans or over Ibuka or something like that, because that's going to be the ones that kind of hit. You probably want to going to pick some weird shit like, over Josh Reynolds or something, something that people aren't putting in, so if you get that outcome, you don't have to split it with a bunch of other idiots.
Yeah, totally agree. And actually, while we were saying it, someone sent me another post. There's like a super boost up on DraftKings right now, plus 100 for a Saquon touchdown. Those are the ones you just got to bet on DraftKings, and I'm sure the maximum they let you is 25, 50. JSU somehow gets 250 on these freaking things. But whatever it is, Saquon to score a touchdown at plus 100, you should just bet those super boosts every single time, in my opinion. Obviously, do whatever you want in your own bankroll. If you get something like, because what's Saquon's true odds? It's got to be minus 200 or something. You're getting a free 100 cents of juice just to do it. So definitely bet those super boosts this week. And week 1, when they want people coming back, you're going to get all the best promotions and all the best deals. Take advantage of all of them. Take advantage of the deposit bonuses and the pick sixes and the everything you can get, because it all adds up over the course of the year. So definitely get on that. Let's move on to the afternoon games. We got San Francisco, Seattle. We got San Francisco, a 2.5-point favorite on the road, 43.5. I think San Fran, granted, I'm a San Fran guy, but I think they bounce back this year a little bit. A lot of people are down on them, too. We were down on them last year. They were on this show. We were some of the only people in the industry that were low on them to start out, and it worked out. I'm actually going to buy now, though, that they're the two teams that missed the playoffs that I love are San Fran and Cincinnati. Seattle, I think Seattle is going to be horrible. I think they exposed Sam Darnold the end of the year. I don't trust him at all. Seattle, I'm about as low on it as you could possibly be. So what do you got in this one, ODB?
Yeah, this is probably going to be a no play for me. If anything, I would probably lean Seattle, just because there's a lot of hype on this team, from this media market. I have several of my good friends are Seattle homers, and they're in love with this team. They're in love with the team up there in Seattle. It feels like they all like the coach. It feels like there's a lot of good vibes coming from the organization this year to start out. That being said, I don't think the defense is that great and the offensive line's not that great. So I'm not really sold myself, but I have seen that the Niners seem to be having kind of a rough run out with this preseason. You got the Juwan Jennings calf injury, holdout, whatever you want to call it. You still got Ayuk obviously out. So I don't even really know what they're doing at the second wide receiver spot. I mean, it's probably going to be Jennings, I guess, but do we really even know, what's his situation? I don't really feel the great vibes coming out of San Francisco. I'm not down on them on the year because they have the easiest schedule maybe in the history of the NFL.
Their schedule is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, from a win-loss projection standpoint, I mean, they're a complete outlier. The teams they play, their projected win and loss at the books, they're a complete outlier on the axis of easiest schedules. So they're going to win a lot of games. Obviously, we got CMC, the healthiest he's probably ever going to be. So, that's obviously tough. I don't know. This game just seems like a toss-up to me, and I get the home team. I lean Seattle, but I really don't have a feel for this game at all. This will be a stay away for me.
I think San Fran's going to win by 20 plus in this game. I think they're They're gonna put boot or belt to ass. What do we say? Belt to ass. They're gonna go belt to ass on them. But let's keep it moving. Denver, Tennessee. We got Denver minus 8.5. Another teaser game. 42.5. Another team that this game might be the biggest differential of the week. Which is it? The biggest spread of the week? I think it might be the biggest differential for me, though, between teams I think that are better than people think versus teams that are worse than people think. I think Tennessee is going to be horrible. I think Denver is going to be awesome. I love Denver to pound this team. I know it's 8.5. Another teaser game I absolutely love, though. I can't see any scenario Denver doesn't win this game. Granted, it's week one. Anything can happen week one. But, man, they look totally mismatched to me. I think it's a total blowout. Love Denver here. What do you think?
I mean, music to my ears. You know, I'm Denver. I'm all in Denver this year. So my biggest future is them winning the division plus 350. Bo Nix, my favorite player in the NFL. So yeah, I mean, I think they have the best defense. I think they have the best defense in the NFL. They've got one of, if not the best offensive line in the NFL. Probably next to like the Eagles, might be another team in there missing, but one of the best. You have a creative play caller with Peyton, and I think Bo Nix is proved at the end of last year that he's the real deal, and I think he takes another step forward. His Tennessee defense not going to stop them. Horrible landing spot for Cam Ward to start the year going into Denver. Yeah, he's probably going to be overmatched. I'm with you. I don't see how Denver doesn't win and win with margin.
Yeah, I mean, Denver looks legit. And by the way, JSU, after all the shit he talked last year, keeps talking up Bo Nix. He's come.
I love it. Like literally,
did he apologize on your guys' show? You did though. Did he say sorry to you?
You know, no, I think he owes me an apology for that one. We were on him from week one last year, and basically he just shit on him for 19 straight weeks because they did make the playoffs. So, yeah, I think JSU needs to give a public apology next week. So I'll be waiting for that. All his streams, he just talked up Bo Nix like he found this guy. Like, come on.
Talking about all his accuracy, throwing the ball and everything. What
do you think? What do you think I said all last year? You know, people don't let, but it's okay. You know what? Come on board. There's room on the Bo Nix bandwagon. It is a little scary. The Broncos have become the public team now that everybody's on them, but that's okay. You know what? Come on. It's better late than never.
The only issue at all for Denver is just that division's just tough with Harbaugh and the Chiefs. But I love the Broncos they're gonna crush the Broncos and the Bengals. We did this on the preview show last week. Both 11-1 to win the AFC. Obviously, you like the Broncos more. I like both though. 11-1. I think the AFC is more open than people think it is with teams like the Broncos. I could easily see the Broncos winning the AFC. They got all the people up front. They got a good defense. They got a good quarterback. I could definitely see them making a move. It's just a freebie week one, though. Like, you're telling me I can take Philadelphia in a teaser with Denver, both minus 2.5, and get whatever it is these days, minus 130 or something to get it. But sign me up for that. I think it's minus 120 on DraftKings even. If I remember right, last year it was only minus 120. So definitely check that out. Who else was it? Who didn't go to Auburn? Bo went. What about, he might be talking about Kittle, though. Who are we talking about, P. Lally? I already called one person an Auburn guy that wasn't. We can't do it twice. All right, let's move on. Rams, Houston looks pretty even on the Saber Sim, but we got Rams. So this is another one where Saber Sim has it even on the Sims. And the Rams are minus 3, 43.5. So that's interesting to me. And honestly, the Rams are another team where I just love their defense. The unknown is Stafford, though. Just these back problems all off season. How serious are they? How much do they mean? The Rams always have injury concerns. Houston stunk last year. Do they bounce back? I still hate Houston. I am not a fan at all of Houston. So I have to like the Rams. It feels a little too easy almost. Do you usually like Houston more than I do? I'm interested to hear what you think about this game.
I am. I'm on the Rams this year. That's my NFC pick. I'm not buying this Stafford injury. I've been selling it all off season. I'm not worried. Okay, I'm a little worried, but I'm not very worried. The guy's a gamer. McVay hasn't played a starter ever in preseason. Like literally never. He never plays a starter. So it's okay. He's saving his guys. He understands how the season works. The Rams went all in on this season. They spent a lot of money to bring in Devontae Adams. They signed Stafford. They knew how old he was when they signed him. They didn't even draft a quarterback to develop. The Rams have proven that they are a team that when they go for it, they go for it. They don't half-ass go for it. They went out and they even drafted a third running back. Auburn alum Jaquez Hunter. So they're just putting offensive weapons on the field. They have a very young, athletic defense. This Houston offensive line could be the worst in the NFL. So I don't really like them. We already saw what the Rams did versus the Vikings last year and Sam Darnold in that offensive line. We could see a repeat here with this Houston offensive line. I think Houston's decent. I do like they do have a great defense and they have and they do have some weapons. Nico, one of my favorite receivers in the league, and I do like CJ. But again, everything starts up at the line of scrimmage, and the Rams defensive line, I think, wrecks the Houston offensive line. And I mean, I love Stafford to these weapons. So yeah, give me the Rams here.
I just genuinely don't understand why the spread's 3 though. Like we talk about traps and this and that. Like, why is Houston getting this much respect in LA? Like, make it make sense to me. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, both their win totals are right around 9.5, I think. So I think it just kind of starts there when they're both and there's not as much home field advantage in LA, but it's not like Houston has like a rabid fan base out there in LA. I mean, when they talk about the home field advantage in these LA stadiums, they always want to talk about, oh, this team will travel to LA, but that's not where the rabid fan base comes from. It comes from transplants being there from Philadelphia who have been there for a lifetime. It comes from people being from Chicago and from Dallas and from all these places that live in the LA, San Diego area that will come to a game. There's not a rabid Houston fan base that lives in LA that are gobbling up these tickets. I think that LA will have a pretty decent home field advantage. So yeah, I think that's kind of just what it is. The market kind of scores these teams relatively the same. Also, I do think that there is a built-in bias against a Stafford to start this year that they're worried about the back injury. So I think that's kind of built in there. But I think once we see Stafford go out there and make the throws and this defensive line just wreck this Houston D, I think this might be the last time we see a number this low on the Rams as far as, their power number,
It's a team. Maybe it's just I have an overinflated view of the Rams and an underinflated of Houston. I just don't see it personally. Like, I feel like the Rams are a good team. I look at their roster too. Like, you got 2 stud receivers, a stud running back. Stafford's a stud when he's healthy. Their defense is way better than Houston, in my opinion. But like you said, the Sabres got it even. The win totals are even. So I think the way I look at these teams is just different. We're back when we got the spam in the chat, whatever that nonsense is. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, I think we're on the same page. I love the Rams this year, and I think as long as Stafford stays healthy, which I'm definitely more concerned than you, as long as they stay healthy, I think they're Super Bowl contenders. So I love them. Let's move on to the same division. We got Packers and Lions. Packers are actually favored. Wow, this is the first time I've looked at these lines. I like to come into the print factory without looking at anything. That's part of the process I have. I can't believe the Packers are 2.5 over our Lions. 47.5 is the total. I have to like Detroit. They treated us good all of last year. I don't understand how Green Bay's favored. So give me Detroit, and I think they'll have a little bit down of a year compared to last year, but I don't like Green Bay much at all. So give me Detroit. I don't know how the hell. This is another teaser game too. Give me the 8.5 with Detroit. That feels like a gift. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, the pendulum has swung in this division. Huge, huge Packer love out there. Two people are trying to, but I don't know. I just don't. I don't see it. I'm with you on this. Detroit is a better team than the Packers. Um, I'm not really. Yeah, I think Detroit wins this game. I'm not a Love stan. I think he's fine. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that he's a bad quarterback. I think he's fine. But I don't know. I don't know how Love and a rookie receiver in Golden, who I like, and Romeo Dobbs and a broken Jaden Reed is going to keep up with Goff, J-Mo, Amon-Ra, Laporta, Gibbs, Montgomery. The defense is back for Detroit. I mean, this defense was absolutely wrecked last year. Yeah, I think Detroit is a very, very good team. Their record's not going to be as good. Their schedule is absolutely brutal. They have 2 new coordinators, which is obviously something that we just don't know what we're going to get. But I'm just going to assume that the ecosystem that they've set up, I don't know if that's the right word, but they basically set up, it's the same grouping of players. We still have the same head coach. Yeah, I think that it's just business as usual for Detroit. And yeah, massive overreaction to Micah, which obviously is going to greatly improve their defense. And the Packers are going to be good, but I just don't see how. I mean, they're now the favorite to win that division. I just don't see it. Give me the Lions here. I think they win outright. I'll take the couple points just in case, but yeah, I like the Lions. It feels like everybody is against this Lions team and everybody's on Green Bay. So I'm kind of going to wait. I think that this thing might even, hit 3 for a moment. So Packers are the chic team in the NFC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it at all. The good thing too, we all have our takes early in the year, and on Print Factory, we come on and take L's too when we're wrong. But some of these takes, like, I just can't. I couldn't imagine giving points with Green Bay against Detroit. I just couldn't. Like, I'll win, lose, or draw. I'll take my chances with Detroit. Yeah, Green Bay got Parsons, but Detroit's getting their guys back too on defense. They did all this last year without key players on defense that are back now. Yeah, they lose some coordinators too. Did they lose both coordinators? I'm sure they did. They were so good. Yeah. It is what it is. But give me Detroit. Dan Campbell still has the system. Sign me up for that. That's the end of the main slate. Let's look at the 2 night games and polish off this full week 1. But we got probably the game of the week. Top 2 teams is according to the odds, Buffalo and Baltimore. Buffalo at home, -1.5, 50.5. Nice big showdown Sunday night right out of the gate. Great game, great total. Yeah, what do we got here? The big powerhouse, both quarterbacks. You got the big running backs. You got everything in this game. So what do we see right out of the gate? These are like the coin flip games for me too, early in the year. Like, I don't see an edge in these games, but what do you think?
Yeah, not a coin flip game for me. I love Baltimore. Baltimore's my team this year. I think they're the best team in the NFL, top to bottom. I think that Buffalo had to have everything go right last year to barely escape a playoff game in the building. Baltimore has traditionally owned Buffalo. And yeah, I mean, this is just revenge city. Yeah, I think the Ravens beat them by margin. It's probably my favorite game of the week, or one of them for sure. Yeah, there's no way I won't have Baltimore in my account when it's all said and done.
At what point does Baltimore get held accountable like other teams do in the playoffs? Like, every time was an almost, or we could have done this, or Lamar did that. At what point is it this year they get held accountable, or at what point do they get held accountable?
I mean, I think they got held accountable last year. I think people
are right back on them, though, and everyone's making excuses for them. Everybody, not just you. I'm not saying everybody. They're always the favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not playoffs. Get to a Super Bowl.
Look, I'll be honest. I pulled the JSU on this one. I was off Lamar for a while, and then last year I saw the light, and he's great. And I think he's the best quarterback in the league now. And I love what they have there. Their offense, defense. I don't see how Buffalo's defense stops Baltimore. They're going to put up 40 on this team, and the narrative's going to be, did we annoy Buffalo too early? Blah, blah, blah. It's just but Buffalo's schedule is painfully easy, and their division's painfully easy, and Baltimore's schedule is really, really tough. Baltimore has to win this game if they want any shot at getting the 1 seed. Buffalo doesn't, because Buffalo's going to win most of their games. They play such a cupcake schedule, and Baltimore doesn't. So Baltimore needs this game. This is revenge, and I think they just go in and take care of business. I mean, we can talk about the playoff failures later, but we're talking regular season. This is week 1, and give me Baltimore in the regular season.
The funny part for me is I'm definitely not a Baltimore guy, but I hate Buffalo. I think Buffalo, I get why these two teams are the top 2 according to odds. I totally get it. The 2 top quarterbacks, the 2 top offenses, all that stuff. It's one of the reasons I like Denver and Cincinnati, though, at 11-1 odds. I just think these teams are more susceptible. And it's a lot of stuff, too. Like Lamar Jackson was healthy last year. Cincinnati and teams had them beat twice. They came back and won. I get it. But, yeah, it is what it is. Everyone's going to like Baltimore. I don't like Baltimore as much, but that's what makes this show fun. Let's move on to the last game of the week. Monday Night Football, Minnesota, Chicago. Chicago was a team I was high on last year. We got, -1.5 for Minnesota, 43.5. Like I said, I was high on Chicago, but man, they were so bad. I was so wrong about them last year. You're not going to be right and wrong about every team. I was wrong about Chicago for sure. Now everyone's on them this year. I love Minnesota. I loved JJ McCarthy before he got hurt. I love him now. If he can do it with Sam Darnold, he can do it with JJ McCarthy. I love this roster. I still hate the Bears, although I do like this Colston Loveland kid a lot. I think he helps their offense. But, man, I like Jordan Mason going to Minnesota. I love Minnesota. So I'm glad I can finish the week with a hammer that I love, because I am definitely all in on this Minnesota train against this Bears squad. What do you got? Who are we finishing up with here?
I really like the Bears in this game.
Oh, there we go. Get us a little argument to finish it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how good the Bears are going to be. I'm not sure how long it's going to take the Bears to do it, but I like the vibes. I like both these teams. These coaches are great. Both these teams are really good. But when you look at Minnesota right now, I see a rookie quarterback playing outside in a hostile environment for his first game without one of his best weapons in Jordan Addison. And I look at this Bears team. I don't know. This is another game where let's flip the script and let's put Minnesota at home. And I'm not laying 6.5 with Minnesota if a game was in Minnesota. So I don't think they should be favored here. So yeah, I don't know exactly.
A quarterback that paints his fingernails.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's also, I don't know. I don't really have like a good X's and O's reason why I like them. I like both of these teams in general. It's kind of one of the reasons why I'm not as high on the Packers, because I think both these teams are feisty too. So I think the Packers, they're going to have all the games in that division are just going to be absolute tough games to handicap. But I can get the home team versus a rookie quarterback in a hostile environment on Monday Night Football. Do I think JJ is going to be good? I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be decent. I think this Minnesota team's going to be good, but I'm not willing to lay that lay point anything with them on the road to start in a hostile environment. If this game was in Minnesota, yeah, sure. I think Chicago might have a tougher time traveling. This is kind of just a game where I'm just going to take the home team, whichever one it is, especially when I don't really have to lay anything. So, yeah, I'm going to be on these teams at different points, but I'm going to take the home team right here, getting plus money on the money line. Just, I don't know. It just feels to me like they're just equal teams. So why not take the home team?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm on the other team, but that's what makes this show fun. Let's go through and pick our top. Let me see if I can screen share this real quick. Go back to this page. I just wanted to show people too real quick. Think about your top 3 plays while I show this. So for like these Wongs, just say Wong teasers, like I was talking about here on DraftKings. Just say you want to take Philly right out of the gate, 2.5. Just say let's throw a couple in here. Falcons we like. So for example, right here you go to teasers. Man, they bumped it to 135. Come on, DraftKings. I was just talking it up at 120. I don't know if it's because of that juice, maybe that juice, but probably not. Let's see what the 3-team odds go to. We can't do the Dolphins, the Titans, the Broncos right there. So 3-1 teaser, you're getting plus 140. Yeah, so they're definitely lowering the odds a little bit this year. But either way, that's how these things go. You can probably get better prices someplace too. But plus 140 for a 3-teamer, plus 240 for a 4-teamer. I wouldn't really go higher than that, but with the teasers, you can kind of round robin them and stuff. The odds just, they used to be just automatic with the odds with some of these things, but it looks like it's getting a little trickier to do those Wong teasers, at least on here. But what do you got? So we went through all the games. We talked about a lot of winners. Things could change too, which again, you need to follow David Baker, AUDV, right on the screen actually, AU David B on Twitter. Watch his podcast. But right now, he's got to pick 3 games. Who you got for your 3 this week?
Ooh. Well, I mean, give me Lamar. I'll take the Ravens.
You got Ravens minus 108 or plus 1.5.
Oh,
which one would you bet when you see this? Just because I always get asked this. You wouldn't be you'd be stunned how many times I get asked whether to take this or this.
I'll take just give me the money line. You can keep your point.
Save the 10 cents.
Yeah, I'll take 10 cents. It doesn't land on one that often for me. I'll take them. I don't know. Put me on the spot. Give me the Jets. I want to have an underdog in there.
Jets. What we got for the Jets?
I think they're getting 3.5, right?
Where's it at? Yeah, 3 plus 3 or plus 130, whatever one you like better.
Oh wow! All right. Well, I'll take the plus 3. I'll take the field goal in that field goal game.
3.
Okay. And let's take.
You can do a total too. Like you like that. You like the Jacksonville total.
All right, we'll take an over in the Jacksonville. There we go. We'll go 2 games and 1 total each week. We'll take the over in that game.
Jacks over 46.5. Okay. So you got Baltimore money line, Jets plus 3, Jacksonville over 46.5. I got, who do I want? Besides I'm a little disappointed in those teaser prices. Who do I like? Putting myself on the spot now. I've definitely taken the under for my total, the under in the Chargers game. Under 46.5 for my total. And then who were a few of those lopsided ones? I like.
Got to go the Vikings. Talked a lot.
I'm definitely taking the Vikings minus 1.5 or minus 1. I'll even do the money line. I know. Yeah, minus 122. I'll minus 1.5. 10 cents. Same situation. I will take definitely Minnesota for one of them. Can't do Buffalo. I'm definitely taking the Rams too. Minus 3. Actually, I'm not. You want me to take Minnesota? I'm not doing it though. I don't want it to be one of my 3. I like Minnesota, but I like these 2 too much. I like Detroit, and I'm going to say plus 124. I don't even need the 2.5, and I'm going to say the Rams minus 3. So we both got a money line. You got Baltimore. I got Detroit, even though Detroit's an underdog, doesn't matter. Still money line. I got Houston +3. You got the Jets +3.
No,
got
you got
over.
the Rams. You don't have the Texans.
I said it backwards. Thank you for correcting me. I have the Rams 100% -3. I said it wrong. Thank you for correcting me because people would have said that. And then you got Jacksonville over. I got Chargers under. So there's
That's
all
good.
the games. Like I said, one more time, I said it at the beginning, but if you want a promo code, if you've been a member at Run Pure, slide into my DMs. The games start Thursday. Sunday's obviously the first week. Let me know if you want a promo code. Come check us out again. Get in the $100 contest, especially for this show. It's called the Print Factory. We do this show every week through the Super Bowl. $100, and it's not just the $100 though. It goes through the whole year, but 200 max people. And we're gonna do prizes each week and stuff.
So it's a season long.
Yeah.
I'm in it, by the way. I'm Auburn Dave on there. But so it's the season long points is going to be a total.
Yeah, right, once I see exactly how many, I'll send out the prize pool. But
right,
we'll do something overall some week.
I'm gonna make one little suggestion for you.
Say it.
I think you should. Everybody should be able to drop their lowest main slate and their lowest showdown slate. So if you accidentally miss the slate, you don't just get burned by getting a 0.
I like that. I'm definitely going to do that because people will forget. Let's face it.
I mean, we got a lot going on these Sundays. You might miss a lineup, maybe even drop 2 showdowns because there's so many showdown slates. That's the one I'm more likely to miss for sure. But
I might just do 2 lowest for both of them. Who cares? Like,
the
higher score.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you just don't want to be. If somebody misses one, then they feel, well, I can't win anymore, and they just stop putting them in. That's not good. So.
I'm definitely going to do if we get I want to get 200 in. If we get 200 in or close to it, I want to give something for each week winner too to keep people interested. Definitely going to do gear, but I might give some of that prize pool too to each week's winner just to kind of level it out and give people like you said, once you're out of the overall, you still can win each week. We need to see how many we get though. So get in that. Either way, it's going to be fun. It's only $100 for the whole year. Just you can even send me on Venmo, Tony-Niehaus, $100, include your DK handle. I love it, but I'm excited for NFL. Check out ODB. Tell them about your podcast one more time too. Tell them where they can find you, all that.
Gamble Up Pod on Twitter. It's a Gamble Up podcast. You can get my NFL preview on there now. It's our 4th episode. Picture on the thumbnail, me and Tom Brady. Met him at Riviera Country Club a couple weeks ago when I was there. Got a picture with my.
Did you need new undies after that picture? Oh, you were so happy in that picture,
dude. I had to go out in the woods for a minute. But yeah, it was kind of cool seeing him there, and so I'm have a podcast that I'm doing each week. I'm going to be on Drive Time on Mitch and Pauly once a week. I don't know exactly what day, but Mitch and Pauly, they're on Sirius Radio and on the Visa Network. So yeah, you can catch me there. And I'm doing some stuff with Survivor Sweat. If you like the Circa contests, I'll be doing stuff on their platform as well. Some content, and also if you want to get into Circa Survivor and you're not in Nevada and you want to you can purchase pieces of different entries as the season goes on. You can do that on Survivor Sweat. So I got a lot going on. This is by far my busiest football season I've ever had. I'm in tons of Survivor. I'm in pick contests. I have best ball. I've got 4 managed leagues. I've got daily, just everything. So every Sunday and Mondays, Thursdays is going to just be a complete shit show for me trying to, root on the different stuff. So, and then, I'll be on here basically every week. Might have to miss one here or there, but for the most part, I'll be on every week, just giving stuff. And look, we bring it to you free, try to bring it to you free on YouTube, this show, but support RPS by reaching out, like doing their other stuff, subscribing to their stuff, also like and subscribe to, the network and all those good things, because if you want it to stay free, when they need to stay in business one way. I do this purely just because my love for Big T and the community that he's built here have kind of adopted me and taken me in. I don't get anything, which is fine. I don't want anything. I just want people to, like the stuff and support their network and support me and, follow me on Twitter and like and subscribe to my podcast, write a positive review, retweet stuff if, when we send it. That's kind of the way that I want to be paid. So just do that kind of stuff, help the community grow and help us grow our platform so that we can keep bringing you this show for free.
Absolutely. Couldn't be more pumped to do it again with ODB and JSU when he's here. Like ODB said, we'll all miss a couple of weeks, but we're going through the freaking Super Bowl. So almost every week we'll be here. Some weeks, obviously, with holidays and stuff, it'll move around, but we love doing it. I love doing it. I love having takes. I love talking trash to these guys. They love talking trash back. Makes for fun. If you have any suggestions too, let us know. We can talk about anything on here. We can go any direction you want. If we forget stuff, let us know. We're all about feedback. Neither one of us and JSU, we're not sensitive. So if you hate we do stuff, tell us. If you love when we do stuff, tell us. I'm all about giving the people what they want. But another fun year coming. Can't wait for this week. Thursday, Friday, we got an extra showdown Friday night. Main slate, obviously Sunday. Can't freaking wait. Check us out. Check out ODB's podcast. Check out Run Pure Sports. We are out of here, though. We'll see you next week. Let's get off to a good start this weekend and pick some winners. See y'all.